Good morning, everyone. Good morning, folks. Welcome. Welcome to the 130th annual meeting of the Neponset River Regional Chamber. We've been around for quite a while. Really appreciate you all joining us here today. I know it's very cold outside, but you all made it, so thanks a lot for being here. Continue to eat your breakfast while we start going through our program. We do have a full agenda today, including remarks from the State Secretary of Housing and Livable Communities at Augustus. It was just about a year ago that Governor Healy showed how serious she was about tackling the housing crisis by creating the new Secretariat and separating it from economic development. So we look forward to hearing more about that. And I know if you watched the State of the State last night, you heard the governor reiterate that commitment. Before we get into that, though, we're going to be recognizing some of our members who support the Chamber in our community. And the Chamber is very grateful for the support we have of all of our members, all of you throughout the year. We couldn't do it without you. We wouldn't exist without you. I'd also like to recognize the generous support of our sponsors for this annual meeting. Our premier sponsor this morning is the Bank of Canton. Thank you. Our friend of the Chamber sponsors are Dedham Savings, Murphy, Hesse, Toomey and Lehane, Rockland Trust, and Instacart. And we have a table sponsor and one local bank. I'd also like to highlight our 2024 Chairman's Circle of sponsors. The combined support of our annual partners allows us to keep offering high-level programs, advocacy, and assistance to our members throughout the year. At the gold level, we have the Bank of Canton, Murphy, Hesse, Toomey and Lehane, and Dedham Savings. Thank you. Our silver sponsor this year is Mass General Brigham, and our bronze sponsors, one local bank, Instacart, and Needham Bank. Thank you all for your support. I'd also like to recognize some of our partners who are with us today from government and education. We have with us Senator Paul Feeney, Representative Bill Galvin, Jill Rossetti, Superintendent of Blue Hills Regional Technical School, Norfolk County Commissioner Richard Stady, and selectmen from the town of Norwood, Amanda Groh, Michael Sad, Bob Donnelly, Matt Lane, and Bill Plasko. Thank you all for joining us. All right, we'll get into the meeting now, and I'd like to invite our chair for the past 2 years, Julie Malloy, to come up and introduce our new board members and some other thoughts.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for braving the cold, coming out so early, and joining us at the breakfast. It's a great full room, and it's lovely to see all of you here. We have 2 new individuals who have been nominated by the Governance Committee and approved, according to our bylaws, to serve a 4-year term on the board. So we'd like to welcome Lisa Corrigan from South Shore Staffing. Lisa, give us a wave. Thank you so much for joining the board. And Andrea Cincotta from Gray, Gray & Gray. Thank you, Andrea. We are all looking forward to working with both of you. I'd also like to announce our new board officers for 2024. Our new board chair is going to be Tim McCabe. I will be moving into the past chair role. Our new treasurer, Anthony Brown. And of course, our president, Thomas O'Rourke. Jim Donnellan, Jim, are you here? Is cycling off of the board this year, and we'd like to recognize him for his years of service. He has been a wonderful treasurer, a wonderful contributor, and Jim, if you'd like to come up, if you're here, we have a plaque for you. All right. We will get that to Jim. Okay, I have a few words to say just before we move along, and I pass the baton over to Tim. So I'd like to say that the past 2 years have truly been a privilege to work with all of you. And as we start the new year and the new chair's term, I just want to take a moment to reflect on 2023 because it's been an amazing year for the Chamber. With the help of state funding, we completed 2 very successful initiatives. We hosted our 3rd annual Restaurant Week with 15 participating restaurants from Canton, Dedham, Norwood, Walpole, and Westwood. This event highlighted the diverse flavors of our region and fostered economic growth by attracting customers to return to a favorite restaurant or to explore a new dining experience. We also worked hand in hand with small businesses, helping them establish a robust online presence through the creation of new websites, led by the incomparable T. White Creations, Trish, give us a wave, and Carrie Aglaglub, KMA Design. This initiative aimed to enhance visibility for these small businesses, drive traffic to their physical storefronts and to their new websites, ensuring their sustainable online presence. And those were 2 initiatives that the state, thank you, funded and we were able to contribute to. We hosted over 20 noon networking and after-hours events. Thank you to those who attended. These gatherings provided invaluable opportunities for our professionals to build relationships, share insights, and forge partnerships that contributed to the growth of our business community. We proudly welcomed 34 new Chamber members this year as well. We hosted our golf tournament at Brookmeadow Country Club, attended by some very impressive foursomes with enviable handicaps. The day started with a little fog and mist, but the sun emerged and our golfers enjoyed a terrific day of awards, raffle prizes, and a lot of camaraderie. And we rounded out the year with our fall flagship event, Chamber Talks. This TED Talk themed event brought together our local industry leaders for engaging discussion and Q&A. A hearty thank you to our panel speakers Legacy Place, Castle Island Brewery, Morva Stone, Mass Restaurant Association, Northeast HR Association. And we cannot forget our engaging MC, Rob Farini. Rob, are you here? Give us a wave if you are. And our host, Little Bird Events, who outdid herself with beautiful decor and delicious food and drink. Now, looking ahead to 2024, we are thrilled to announce the return of what will be our biggest and best event, the Taste of the Region. Mark your calendars for April 10th, 2024 at Blue Hill Country Club for this culinary extravaganza, which promises to once again captivate the taste buds of our community. I'm truly excited for what's to come in 24, and I know I leave the Chamber in very capable hands. And I want to remind everyone here to spread the word about the Chamber to your colleagues and friends, and of course, other business-minded leaders in our community, to continue to support each other with references and referrals, and to like, comment, and share posts from the Chamber and our members to help us all grow and thrive together. Thank you so much, and I'm now going to welcome Tim McCabe to come on up. Tim, it's all yours.
What font size do you need to get glasses? Is that the... I want to first start by thanking everyone for being here, particularly the sponsors for helping make this happen. I want to congratulate Tom and Karen for their efforts today and throughout the year. And lastly, I want to thank Julie for her work as board chair over the past 2 years, though I'm not overly appreciative of the large shoes she's left for me to fill. For those unfamiliar with the League School, we support individuals and families with autism by providing students with educational programming in a multidisciplinary frame that ensures they are prepared for greater independence. And a recent statistic from the CDC shows that 86% of individuals with autism are either unemployed or underemployed. So preparing our students for success as adults in all aspects of their lives, but particularly vocationally, has become a central focus. And while those successes all differ for each student, what remains constant is a collaborative team-based approach we take in helping them get there. It starts within our classroom and expands across our campus and ultimately into our community. And there are a lot of parallels between what we hope to achieve at League and the goals of the Chamber. We gather as diverse businesses with varied experiences who possess a wealth of experience and expertise that, when shared, can lead to innovative solutions and mutual growth. When supporting each other, we're creating a network and a synergy that elevates everyone. Fostering a culture of mentorship and collaboration allows us to tap into the collective intelligence of our community to effectively overcome our challenges. Today's business landscape is so dynamic and evolving that making a strong community is one of our greatest assets. And whether it's economic downturns or unforeseen obstacles, an active chamber enables us to be more resilient and able to adapt and thrive. My hope for the upcoming year is that we commit to fostering more collaboration, sharing more expertise, and standing united for the greater good of our businesses. By doing so, we will not only ensure our individual success, but contribute to the prospering community we all envision. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tim, and again, I would reiterate his thanks to Julie for all the work that she's done for the past 2 years. If you want to come on up here, we have a little token of our appreciation from the Chamber and the board for you. Thanks again, Tim. Look forward to a great year ahead, and really looking forward to the taste. I hope you're all going to join us that day. I'd like to start some of our award presentations now, beginning with our tenure awards. These are recognizing members for the milestone years of membership with the Chamber. And Karen, if you want to come up and help hand these out. I will name all of the award winners. Some are here, and a lot of them are not. But if you are here, please come on up and be recognized. We'll start with those who've been with the Chamber for 10 years. Herb Chambers, Lexus of Sharon, Peoplespan, Lutgen, Morin, and Nielsen, Intrasystems, Bayada Home Health Care, and VJ Properties. None here? All right. 20-year members, we have Norwest Woods, Norwood Gardens, Edgewood Development, Flowers and More Design Studio, who did our lovely flowers here today, One Bistro, right here at the 4 Points, Comcast Business Services, Matt McKee, Commercial Photography, you all know Matt, and Connect Pay, Sheldon Prenowitz. Yeah, sure. 25-year membership. True Love D and Chase, Peter Chase, a former board chair, and Orchard Cove. 30 years of membership. Attorney Will Krasnow in the Endicott Estate. And I mentioned earlier, this is our 130th anniversary. We have 2 members who were with us from day one, 130 years of membership in the Chamber, one local bank, and Certainteed. Thank you all for your long-time continued support. We do appreciate it. As they clear out, we will prepare for our major awards for the year. The first one we're going to present is the Volunteer of the Year Award. Oh, sorry, before I do that, I neglected to mention an old friend and colleague and my predecessor here at the Chamber who was with us today. Sue McQuaid, who used to be the president of the Chamber, a former selectman in Norwood, is here with us today. Sue. Now I'd like to ask Ken Berman to come up and present our first award.
Yeah, this is better with the glasses on. So the Paul Smith Volunteer of the Year. As you know, the Chamber relies heavily on volunteer support in order to carry out its mission. At the NRRC, we are fortunate enough to count many active and dedicated volunteers among our members. Their support to our small staff is invaluable and greatly appreciated. The Paul Smith Volunteer of the Year Award is presented to an individual who has demonstrated an outstanding commitment to the NRRC, or our chamber, and its members, exemplified by the late Paul Smith, Sr., selfless giving of time and talent to help fellow members succeed. For the past 2 decades, the Chamber has had an Elder Care Alliance. We have many members in the elder care space, including home health care agencies, assisted living facilities, skilled nursing facilities, and much more. The Alliance has worked to provide information and resources to those in our communities dealing with aging loved ones. Cheryl Leary has led the Alliance as its chair for many years. Until just recently, Cheryl worked for HESCO, and we wish her well in her new position. But before she leaves the Chamber, we wanted to recognize her for all she has done. She coordinated the production of our Aging with Dignity video series, a 7-episode production highlighting real-life examples of families dealing with aging parents. She helped launch an age-friendly initiative in the town of Norwood, which we are now expanding to other communities. Her efforts helped the Chamber become the first and perhaps only chamber in the country to receive AARP's age-friendly designation. And most recently, she has been instrumental in the development and production of the Elder Care Alliance's podcast series, What to Expect as You Age. Please help us recognize the small Paul Smith Volunteer of the Year, Cheryl Leary.
Thank you, Ken, and congratulations, Cheryl. We are going to miss you. She's done an amazing amount of work for us, and we're truly we're blessed to have her for the time we did, and we wish you all the best in your new job. Our next up is our Business Person of the Year Award, and in presenting is last year's winner of that award, Carrie Aglegub from KMA Web Design.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Carrie Aglegub. I'm owner of KMA Web Design. It's an honor to be presenting the award for Business Person of the Year 2023. I received this award last year, and I'm happy to pass it on to a worthy recipient. The award for Business Person of the Year is presented to an individual whose personal contributions and guidance and leadership have made a positive contribution to the Neponset River region. This year's award goes to David Dupree, owner of Norwood Space Center, for his outstanding contributions to the revitalization of South Norwood. I've had the pleasure of working with Dave for the past several years as part of his website and marketing team. I've seen firsthand the impact his work at the Space Center has had on the greater community. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Norwood Space Center, it's a historic mill building campus where you can lease what you want, when you want, from a co-working chair to an entire building. It has a mix of retail, commercial, creative, and entertainment space. The spaces range from small artist studios to large commercial suites and everything in between. Dave's work has brought over 100 businesses to South Norwood, who now call Norwood Space Center their home base for business operations. As a result, Norwood Space Center and its collection of innovative businesses continue to garner media attention, including coverage in Boston Magazine, the Boston Globe, and Chronicle. This type of positive attention has served to elevate the profile of South Norwood, making it an attractive place to work, play, and live. One of Dave's standout qualities is his support of the Norwood Space Center members and the broader community. Through the many collaborative efforts that happen organically at the Space Center, Dave consistently demonstrates a commitment to the success and well-being of its members. One notable example of this is his efforts to promote and support Sono Arts, a community dedicated to nurturing artistic and cultural experiences. The Space Center's social media pages and website regularly promote South Norwood community members, local artists, and other local businesses, which in turn helps increase visibility for those businesses. Norwood Space Center also serves as a welcoming hub for various chamber and community events, making it an asset to the Neponset region. In closing, the community and the vision that Dave has built at Norwood Space Center is more than a physical space. It's a place for positive change and growth for Norwood. It's an honor to present the award for 2023 Business Person of the Year to Dave Dupree. Dave could not be in attendance today due to some last-minute unforeseen circumstances. Accepting the award on his behalf is Helen Donahue, former Norwood Select Board member.
Helen, you stay there. We're going to come bring this award to you. Many of you know Helen, as Kerry said, former member of the Selectmen in Norwood, and a long, long time supporter of the town, South Norwood, and all of our citizens. We appreciate all of your support, and happy to present this award. Should also point out that with the secretary here, we should know that this development will also be adding about 150 units of housing to the community in the coming years, thanks to the support of the town.
Good morning, folks. If you could please take these flowers, thanks. David said that it would be okay. Well, he asked me to say a few words. First of all, I don't know where to begin, but these are the ideas that I want to try and get over to you. This Chamber of David Dupree, in the remarks, it was said that the 130-year members certaintied and one bank. So all of you astute business people know one bank now was the Norwood Cooperative Bank, and it was a wonderful part of Norwood. And certainty, some of you might not know, was Bird & Son. And Bird & Son had been around in Norwood for over 100 years, well over 100 years. Some of the things that Bird & Son did was to give Charlie Bird, well, first of all, my mother's father worked there in the roofing plant. My grandfather on my mother's side, my father-in-law worked there. When my mother was born in Norwood and her mother made her go to trade school in Boston, she learned to trade, and when she got out of trade school, she went and worked in the box shop for Bird & Son. So always very, very close to the concept of Bird & Son. So now a stranger comes to Norwood, David Dupree. And what did he do? He exercised such kindness, such intelligence, and such grace that he is welcomed in South Norwood and deserves this award entirely. His nature is such that today he's not here because he's taking care of his wife, who's sick. Her name is Robin. She too has become a part of the South Norwood scene. And the stuff that there are changes made, and we were all afraid because there's a place that, how did we know what the magic room was? And we fought for years to get rid of barrooms in South Norwood, and instead the magic room turns out to be a delightful place. And so he's done a beautiful job with the whole thing. So before I stop, I have to mention from Canton, Bill Galvin, the Rock of Gibraltar. And County Commissioner Stady, he's new on the county commissioners, and he's doing a really good job. This whole group behind me, my board for over 20 years. And so to you younger people, I'm saying do all that you can when you get young, because when you get old, it gets more difficult. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Helen, for your perspective. Truly a great history in the town. Next up, we have our Small Business of the Year, which is going to be presented by Julie Malloy.
Thank you, Helen. That's a tough one to follow. Okay. What do you do when you own 200 acres of land that is unsuitable for building? If you were Frank Simone back in 1967, you would build a golf course. The course we know today as Brook Meadow Country Club began as a 9-hole public course and eventually grew to 18 holes and added a clubhouse. After Frank's death in 1997, his wife Betty took over and eventually turned the clubhouse into Gatherings at Brook Meadow, a first-class function room. Over the years, Brook Meadow established a reputation as one of the finest public golf courses in Greater Boston. Now run by the second and soon-to-be third generations, the McDonald family, they continue to invest heavily in the course and facilities to ensure that the club is an economic asset to the entire region. Many area nonprofits, including the Chamber, choose Brook Meadow for golf outings and charity galas, where they are offered preferential rates and support services to help ensure that their fundraisers are successful. They also provide special discounts for members of the military and first responders. The club frequently donates free golf rounds to local charities so that they can auction them off to fundraisers, and host other fundraising initiatives like collection drives for local food banks. Additionally, the Frank R. and Elizabeth Simone Foundation was created to support educational programmings, healthcare institutions, and community development throughout the area. The foundation has donated over $5 million to local charities such as Dana-Farber, Brigham and Women's Hospital, local schools, and public safety organizations, and scholarship funds as well. Frank and Elizabeth Simone saw the foundation as a way to give back to the communities that had supported them personally and professionally, and the McDonald family aims to continue their legacy of community support. It's my pleasure to present this year's Small Business of the Year Award to Matt and Craig McDonald of Brook Meadow Country Club.
So good morning, Julie, thank you. That was a wonderful introduction, and thank you so much for this award. It's truly an honor. I'm here this morning with my brother, Craig. Craig, say hi. Yeah. So Craig does the real work at Brook Meadow. He's the club's general manager, and really the driving force behind all the recent reinvestment in the club. And he's been doing a phenomenal job, and under his leadership, I think the club's the best it's ever been. So, Craig, wanted to recognize you and thank you for your work. But I can't give Craig all the credit because Brook Meadow's been around since 1966. And, I do want to recognize the driving force behind Brook Meadow and, really our entire, all of our business operations, which are my grandparents. The club, Brook Meadow, was founded by Frank Simone in 1966. And he got his start building homes here in Norwood and surrounding towns for veterans coming back from World War II and Korea. He then transitioned into commercial development, putting up commercial properties across the area, including a number right here on Route 1. and of course building golf courses like Brook Meadow. Of course, he couldn't have done it without my grandmother, Betty. They worked together, side by side, same office, desks right across from each other. She was an accountant, so she handled the numbers while he handled the buildings. And it really was an incredible partnership, both personally and professionally. And we are lucky enough to still benefit from her wisdom. She turns 99 years old this Saturday. So, yeah, we're looking forward to celebrating with her. Now, Craig and I learned a lot from our grandparents, but really one of the most important things we learned was the importance of giving back, the importance of supporting the communities that had supported our business. They believed very strongly in all sorts of giving back to the community and supporting community initiatives. It's why they created the foundation. It's why supporting local nonprofits is a big part of what we do at Brook Meadow. And really, it's something that Craig and I use to guide our work today. So we hope to continue to honor their legacy, to give back as best we can for as long as we're lucky enough to work at Brook Meadow. So thanks again. It's been an honor.
Oh, somebody's glasses. Julie? All right, congratulations. Also, want to point out that Representative John Rogers has joined us as well, and I'll be asking the legislators to come up after this next award before we get into our speaker. The last award to give out today is our Large Business of the Year. It's presented to a chamber member that demonstrates outstanding achievement in general management, employee relations, business growth, business innovation, and community and social responsibility. Chestnut Hill Realty owns and manages 32 rental properties and 180,000 square feet of commercial property in Greater Boston. Locally, they own Norwood Gardens, Norwest Woods, and Waterfall Hills in Canton. They have a long history supporting the communities in which they operate and donated nearly $1 million to local nonprofits last year. CHR has been building apartment communities since 1969, and they are pleased to continue their tradition of contributing to the neighborhoods where their properties are located by opening their doors to local groups and nonprofit organizations. CHR would like to invite all members to be our guest by offering free use of their amenity spaces for meetings, mixes, or events, and we've done that a couple times ourselves. Chestnut Hill Realty has a long-standing commitment to environmental sustainability and preserving natural resources. They launched the Nature Positive Initiative in 2022. This initiative includes 4 primary areas of focus: ecosystem conservation, natural resource conservation, sustainable purchasing, and healthy and mindful outdoor living. Among the many impressive actions they have taken is the installation of honeybee hives, birdhouses, and pollinator gardens at several of their apartment communities. CHR's pollinator program encourages and nurtures local biodiversity. Chestnut Hill Realty invests heavily in their employees, offering numerous professional development and continuing education opportunities. They offer wellness programs and mental health support as well. They were recently recognized as a top place to work and a top place to work for women by Multifamily. A few years ago, CHR formed a Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging Committee, whose mission is to help develop and nurture an organization that is more inclusive and where everyone can reach their full potential. And finally, they are committed to reinvesting in their properties to maintain the physical and visual look of their communities. Please join me in congratulating Chestnut Hill Realty, our Large Business of the Year. And Josh Chisholm is accepting the award.
So I want to thank the Chamber for this amazing award. Tom just summed up everything that Chestnut Hill Realty does, so I don't have much else to say. But I do want to invite any nonprofits or local businesses to be our guest at CHR, where we will allow any of these businesses to use our amenity spaces for free of use, for board meetings, networking events, potentially even a pool party, who knows. So I will certainly share my contact information. If anyone's interested, certainly let us know. And we're looking forward to working alongside with the Chamber this year. And thank you.
And I know that Senator Feeney and Representatives Rogers and Galvin do have citations for our winners. I don't know if you wanted to come up and say anything or.
Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Paul Feeney. I'm the state senator from the Bristol-Norfolk District, joined with my colleagues in government, Representative Bill Galvin and Representative John Rogers as well. I also bring greetings from Senator Michael Rush and Representative Ted Phillips and our entire delegation. When we look at the chamber, this is actually a pretty large delegation for so many communities within our districts. Before I start with the awards, I just want to say, and I know we're up against time, but as a real important public service announcement, Derek from Topgolf is at table 1, so if anybody needs time at a suite in Canton, being the state senator from Canton, I really want to welcome Topgolf. They're doing incredible work over there as well. You're in for a treat soon from Secretary Ed Augustus, who's doing incredible work in our Commonwealth every day on behalf of the Healy-Driscoll administration to build housing, right, to address the crisis of our time, to make sure that the workers that you need to thrive and to be successful can afford to live and stay here. So with that, we want to celebrate all of our winners today. We have citations from the Senate and the House. I think to save time, you've all come up here. Maybe we can give the citations afterwards, but I'd like to read a Senate citation and turn it to Representative Galvin for a House citation. It reads, Commonwealth of Massachusetts, be it known that the Massachusetts Senate hereby extends its congratulations to, in this case, Brook Meadow Country Club. We have one for each of you, in recognition of receiving the 2023 Neponset River Regional Chamber Award. And be it further known that the Massachusetts Senate extends its best wishes for continued success, that this citation be duly signed by the President of the Senate and attested to, and a copy thereof transmitted by the clerk. It is signed by our Senate President, Karen E. Spilka, and offered by two very grateful state senators, Paul R. Feeney and Michael Rush. Thank you so much. Representative Galvin.
Good morning. And you know the best part of this breakfast was? The coffee. It was cold out there this morning. It's a pleasure to be here with you this morning to honor these small businesses and these individuals. And this morning I am offering a citation to Brook Meadow Country Club because of everything they do for the community, including doing my fundraiser. So I have a citation that reads, from the Commonwealth of Mass, the House of Representatives, be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to Brook Meadow Country Club in recognition of earning Small Business of the Year from the Neponset River Regional Chamber. The award is well-deserved for your years of running a successful business and being a great community partner. And the entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success. Given this, the 18th day of January, 2024, and signed by the Speaker of the House and myself, Representative William C. Galvin, and of course from Johnny Rogers from Norwood, too.
Thank you, Senator and Representative. Okay, on to our guest speaker. So it's tough to find a topic hotter than housing today, and perhaps more polarizing. Every community in our region is working to meet the requirements of the MBTA Communities Act, so we're very fortunate to have the Secretary join us today. Secretary Ed Augustus leads the newly created Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities. The office is dedicated to housing and driving solutions to create more homes and lower costs. It's focused on the urgent need to build places to live that are affordable and closer to public transit, giving residents access to jobs, medical care, groceries, and other essential services. Before joining the Healy administration, Secretary Augustus served as city manager of Worcester, functioning as the Gateway City's chief administrative and executive officer of more than 200,000 people. As city manager, Mr. Augustus spearheaded the $240 million landmark development of Worcester's Canal District, including leading the complex negotiation to relocate the Boston Red Sox AAA affiliate, the Woo Sox, to the city in constructing the multi-use Polar Park Stadium. Please join me in welcoming Ed Augustus.
Thank you, Tom, for that generous introduction. It's great to be here with our colleagues in government. Congratulations to this part of the Commonwealth for sending such a dedicated and talented team of legislators to represent your interests on Beacon Hill. It's a pleasure to work with them all. And I also want to add my congratulations and that of the governor and lieutenant governor to all of the award recipients that you honored here this morning. Congratulations to all of you. Our businesses, both small and large, are the heartbeat of our economy. And we know that access to housing is vital to our economic success and for building and retaining a talented workforce in the Commonwealth. As we gather here today, we face a great challenge, the greatest challenge of our time. More and more people are finding Massachusetts unaffordable. People are spending up to 50% of their income on housing. And the American dream of home ownership, or sometimes even renting a decent apartment, is increasingly growing out of reach for the very folks who drive our economy. Home sales are down. In fact, the Warren Group year-to-date single-family home sales are down 24% from a year ago. And meanwhile, during that same period, the median price of those homes grew by 4%. Now, you don't have to be an economist to understand what that means. We have a serious supply-demand issue in our state. Fewer homes are being built, and they are increasingly selling for amounts that many people can no longer afford. Doing nothing is not an option. Doing nothing means Massachusetts becomes a state where only the wealthy can live. It means businesses like yours struggle to find talented workers who can afford to live near here. And it means people will just move elsewhere. And we are losing our competitive edge to places like North Carolina and Florida and Texas. We've already seen this happen. Around 111,000 people moved out of Massachusetts between April of 2020 and July of 2022. We did see a slight uptick at the end of last year, but we're still below where we were just 4 years ago. And people between the age of 26 and 35 years old were the largest group to leave. And that's a real workforce issue. According to a recent Harvard study, there are 2 job openings for every unemployed person. We need to build more housing faster. This housing crisis is an existential threat to our way of life, a threat to our regional economy, and a threat to our ability to attract skilled professionals across every sector. If we do nothing, we risk losing our talented workforce. We risk losing valuable tax revenue, and we risk losing vibrant regional economy we've spent years building. And we can't let that happen. But I truly believe that we're about to flip the script on that story. Today is an important day. Later this morning, I'll join Governor Healy and Lieutenant Governor Driscoll as we testify before the legislature about the Affordable Homes Act. This is a bold and comprehensive piece of legislation that meets the moment of this crisis. It is, as the name says, a housing bill, but it is a housing bill that is as much about the future of our economy as it is about housing. The $4 billion Affordable Homes Act that the governor and lieutenant governor have proposed is a blueprint for solving our housing crisis. It will jumpstart exactly the kind of housing production we need to help lower housing costs. The Affordable Homes Act will create or preserve 70,000 new homes at every income level, including improvements to our over 7,000 public housing units, and decarbonize more than 3,000 public housing units. That means more affordable housing being built for workers, it means more good jobs, and it means stronger communities with even more economic prosperity. That $4 billion represents the biggest proposed investment in housing the state has ever made. In addition, the bill would implement 28 policy changes targeted at unlocking more affordable housing from within our communities, housing that's desperately needed. Accessory dwelling units, or ADUs, by right, for example, are one of the easiest ways to gently add more housing. We estimate we can add 8,000 to 10,000 units of this type of housing over the next 5 years just by making that one policy change, and all at no cost to the Commonwealth. Think of the big home with a finished attic or basement that can be converted into a studio apartment, the garage or other detached building on someone's property that has space for a bedroom and a kitchenette. And what a difference that apartment makes for a young professional just starting out, or for an aging homeowner who wants to stay in their home and needs a little extra income. And the Affordable Homes Act will do even more. This important legislation will give communities a variety of tools they can use to build more housing where they need it, like the local option real estate transfer fee on residential and commercial sales above $1 million. This is an option for communities, and we recognize that many may decide it's not the right choice for them and choose not to adopt it. But dozens more communities have already said yes by filing home rule petitions asking for just that authority. A community that wants it can opt in and choose to set a fee at anywhere between 0.5% and 2% to be applied to sales over $1 million. That small fee adds up over time in the form of a huge gut punch to the out-of-control rising housing costs. The town controls the revenue for the housing production, and it goes back into the real estate and development industries. The Affordable Homes Act is a big part of the governor's housing plan, but we're doing much more. The MBTA Communities Law, which impacts each one of the Neponset River Chamber communities, is another opportunity for us to really add much-needed housing near transportation. This law is an essential tool in our arsenal to spur housing production and support our workforce. By focusing smart multifamily housing along our public transportation routes, we can put housing in the key areas near public transportation to build vibrant communities where families can live, work, and play. It's good housing policy, but it's also good transportation policy and good climate policy. That's more people hopping on the T or commuter rail to get to work instead of clogging up our highways. Earlier this year, we updated our MBTA Communities Law guidelines after talking with communities and recognizing the need to incorporate mixed-use development in those areas. Siting businesses and retail on the first floor of multifamily housing is smart planning that is now allowed and encouraged in the guidelines. These sort of zoning changes and smart growth planning are essential to the economic success of our communities. And we're not taking a back seat or leaving you to figure it out on your own. We are looking to add state surplus land to the equation. The governor has also signed 2 executive orders to accompany the Affordable Homes Act and kickstart housing production. One requires us to develop a statewide housing plan for the first time to continue driving our administration's housing policy. We will hold listening sessions across the state throughout the year, and we want your voices in this important conversation. The other executive order she signed creates a commission to further examine ways of unlocking housing production. We want the Affordable Homes Act to be the beginning of the process of supercharging housing production, not the end of it. This commission will recommend other policy and program changes to expand our housing supply. It is focused on identifying the regulatory and zoning barriers to further housing production. As a former municipal leader, I know these are not always easy conversations, and there will be engaging conversations at planning boards, at zoning boards, at town meetings, but difficult conversations result in creative solutions. We're at an important moment in our history. We stand at the crossroads. We can forge a path ahead and build a thriving community where everyone, from the barista at your favorite coffee shop and the president at your local bank, can afford to live. Or we risk letting the moment pass us by and watch the success places like the Neponset River region have built slip away. But working together, we won't let that happen. I hope you'll continue to join us in this fight for our future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Secretary Augustus, and I know we look forward to working with your office and the administration moving forward to address some of these issues that impact all of us and all of our members and businesses. So as we close, I'd like to recognize our sponsors one last time. Premier sponsor today, this morning is the Bank of Canton. Our friend of the Chamber sponsors, Dedham Savings, Murphy, Hesse, Toomey and Lehane, Rockland Trust, and Instacart. And our table sponsor, One Local Bank. Also want to recognize Matt McKee, our photographer today. Darren Carroll doing video. We also have Norwood Community Media here broadcasting today, so thank you for that. And our friends at the 4 Points, we want to thank them as well. Mindy Keys, great job as always. Want to recognize Karen Collins from the Chamber staff for her work behind the scenes, making this all happen. Thank you, Karen. And the centerpieces on the tables and the flowers that we were giving out today, again, were donated by Flowers and More. Thank you. And folks, please take those flowers with you. You can fight about it at your own table as to who gets it. Oldest, youngest, whatever, do that. And finally, again, thanks to all of you for being here, and thank you, Secretary Augustus, for sharing your time with us today. Have a great day, folks.